Hey, do you mind if I barge in? If you're gonna ask how I found you here, I just followed the little brunette here the other day. I was gonna go in after her, but then I saw you crying. You know how I don't really deal well with people that are crying because I don't know how to comfort them. Why am I here? Well, it's just... I'm sorry. I wanted to say sorry. Because I left. I ran to save my own life. I didn't want to get caught by the heroes. I didn't want to go to jail. Jail's not a good place for me. I like running free, and you know that, right? I'm sorry, I just keep talking about myself. I wanted to say sorry, not just because of, me leaving you on the battlefield the other day. But also, I want to say sorry because I just realized I was never there for you. When Twice was gone, I thought I had lost everything. That was my best friend. And then that's when I started, just coming to you for help. I kept visiting you at your dorms at UA. I just kept talking to you for hours and hours. Just, seeking your attention. Hoping that one of our talks would resemble Twice and I's talks. A talk where I'll be able to be myself unapologetically without having any fear of you judging me. But that's because you've always had my back. You've always been there for me. And with Twice gone at the time, I guess I just ran to you for help. Because somewhere in my mind I knew that you would always be there. I kept thinking about myself, and I can't believe that I didn't ever think about how hard it must have been for you. Because you've always been there for me, but when have I ever been there for you? I overheard what Ochako Uraraka said. She mentioned that you are family. She mentioned that they were your family. Izuku and the others, those UA students, they're your family. You're not just friends, you're family, and that's something that I can never be to you. Simply because I'm a villain. Only heroes get to call themselves family. Only heroes get to have friends, and only heroes understand other people's emotions enough to not burden them with problems, knowing that they already have problems. So I apologize for burdening you with my thoughts, my anger, my fears, my sadness during your time at UA. And I'm sorry that I did all that without ever thinking that perhaps you needed someone to tell your thoughts to. You needed someone to release your anger on, to confide your sadness in. I was so insensitive that hearing those words come from Mochako's mouth just made me realize all of that. And I'm really sorry. I'm sorry that it took a hero. It's hilarious, really. It took a hero for me to realize that I was being a villain and I'm not even sure if you consider me your friend. You do? After all my shortcomings, you're still gonna call me your friend? I don't deserve that. I don't deserve to be called your friend. I'm selfish. I'm selfish and all I can ever think about is myself. What other people think about me. What other people would want to do to me. What other people say about me. What other people perceive when they hear the name Himiko Toga. I'm selfish. I don't deserve to be called your friend. You mean friendship isn't earned, it's just given? Then you must be generous as hell for wanting to befriend a villain like me. You're not a villain, so you can't say that we're both villains. If any, you're just someone who's forced to choose what would be the best decision for them. And I, nor anyone, can't blame you for that. The heroes, I heard what Ochako said. They don't blame you. I know you were basically cornered to make that decision. You did what you thought was right at the time. And you weren't aware that you would be seeing, getting, earning their trust. You didn't know that they were going to be your friends, more so family. The selfish part of me, well, the whole of me, because I am selfish. Me, Himiko Toga, the entirety of me, selfish. That part of me, it kind of wishes that none of this had to happen. That we would have been enough. We could have been enough. We would have been good enough to be called your family. To give you the love that a family gives. But that's wishful thinking. I don't think that anyone in the league, or what's left of the league, is capable of that L word. None of us are capable of love. What do you mean we are? You can't give something that you never had. I can't give love because I've never been loved. And that's the painful truth. That's the painful truth that that I have to deal with every day. I care, but I don't love. The closest emotion that I've felt to love was probably my self-hatred, when I realized that I was one of the reasons why you were so conflicted, so pained on the battlefield. That was the closest thing I've ever felt to love. My self-hatred. Because a person that I cared so much about was having trouble. And I just couldn't do anything about it because I was one of the reasons why they were in that trouble. A lot of people say that self-hatred is the worst, but when you're me, that's the closest thing to love. I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry. The only reason I went here was to apologize. I don't expect you to forgive me. I just wanted to say what I've been meaning to say for a long time. I get that you're speechless. That you don't have anything to say to me. But you know, love, if I was to ever feel that emotion, if there was some type of miracle that I would feel that emotion, I think I could define love and feel love with you. Because if there is any person in this world that is capable of making a villain like me feel something other than anger, fear, and sadness, it's you. So yeah, if I ever had the privilege of feeling love, it would be love for you. I'm sorry for barging in. I am gonna take my leave now. What? Why did you ask me to turn back around? With your silence, I figured that you would want nothing to do with me anymore. You forgive me? After all I've done, you forgive me? I don't deserve to be forgiven. I don't. Are you sure? Are you certain that I'm forgiven? After everything I've done, after all my shortcomings, you're gonna forgive me? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for everything I did. I didn't mean any of it. I'm so sorry for being so selfish. I'm sorry. wasn't a good friend. And I'm sorry that I couldn't be good enough to be family. I'm so sorry that I'm not capable of feeling love or giving love. What? You mean... Repeat what I said earlier. Which one? I'm not capable of giving something that I never got. Is that it? Huh? What do you mean I'm wrong? What do you mean I can feel love? What? You love me? And I'm actually good enough to be called family. Are you sure? I want to refuse, but the look on your face isn't letting me. So if I can feel love, was the pain caused by my self-hatred when I saw you having trouble on the battlefield trying to be calm while you were being so conflicted at the same time because of who you were fighting and what you were fighting for? Was that love? Was the way my heart beat so fast whenever you mentioned my name? And whenever I laughed because of jokes, was that love? Or is the way my heart skipped a beat, my hands trembled, and I couldn't form the right words whenever you held on to me when I cried to you about twice dying? Was that love? Something like that? I'm sorry, I know nothing about it. It's a foreign concept to me. I am your friend, and you're giving me love as your friend. I will do my best to learn what love is and how to give it back to you, the same way that you've been giving it to me unconditionally. So now that all is forgiven and we're past that phase where I'm terrified to look into your eyes and be afraid that you would turn me down or my apology down, can I just know? Are you gonna go home to your heroes